the dark sea to heaven my home, to heaven my home, of which I have dreamed, of which I have dreamed. Their millions have gone, their millions have gone. It's glory to share, it's glory to share. Get ready, my friend. Get ready, my friend, to live over there. To live over there. That heavenly home. That heavenly home. Lies over Dead Sea. Lies over Dead Sea.
Good morning.
Where
And thanks for watching
I
in.
know, where loved ones I know are waiting for me. Are waiting for me. With Jesus will live. With Jesus.
I'm going to take the music out just a little bit, kind of talk at you, and thank you for letting me be a part of your start here on KWC. If you're watching it on Facebook or YouTube, chime in, have some fun with us on the conversation. Why do we keep doing this? Why? Why do we keep doing this? You're probably ahead of me. I haven't announced just yet what we're griping about just yet, but we'll get to that here in just a minute. If you're watching in later, if you're watching in live, obviously chime in live and have fun with us in the live comments. But if you have an opinion and you're watching in a little bit later off the interwebs, go ahead and chime in on the conversation. Why do we keep doing this? Why do we keep doing daylight saving time? And is it daylight saving time or daylight savings time? I think it's savings, like multiple savings, one light, is what I have been given to. Daylight saving time, or is any of it plural? I think it's all just singular. Daylight saving time. No savings, no lights. All just singular, right? Daylight saving time. DST starts Sunday 2 a.m. Of course, the throw is you set all your clocks up on Saturday, and then don't have to worry about it. Some people are in the habit of setting their clocks up way early, so they don't have to worry about it. They kind of get their bodies synchronized for the hour that we're about to lose. I'm okay with it. There are several things I'm fine to give up an hour. I mean, I think that there's an hour less of social media, maybe on some social media, not the KWFC Facebook and YouTube, of course. That's quality social media. Like you're enjoying now, which, by the way, like and share. Help us grow this thing. We want to have an impact. We want to make a difference. I think this world needs more things like KWFC, more positive influence, certainly more gospel influence, and help us grow this, would you? That's part of my hope in doing these little Friday lives is to just make a difference, kind of encourage people, maybe a lighter hearted look at life. There's plenty of other stuff out there. Exactly, Joey. Exactly. Why do we keep changing time? That is the subject of the day. Why? There's probably forensic answers, but nobody's really made a case. But we're gonna stomp down on it here in just a minute. Joining us for the conversation, support KWFC if you would by liking and sharing the fun that we have here on our Friday Live and grow the influence. And then I'm going to put the appeal out to you here in just a little bit to help support. If you're watching in, you enjoy what you get from KWFC. We're making a lot of friends down in Branson at Praise Fest this week. It's been a great exposure for us to have that crowd coming in from everywhere. Let's jump in here live. Okay. That's Tribute Quartet and that heavenly home on the sound of home, KWFC. I'm Dave this morning asking why? Why do we keep doing this? Why do we keep doing daylight savings time? You know, this is Time Change Sunday, right? Sunday's time change. That's the one where everybody's grumpy going to church because we lost the hour. We forgot about it until too late. Maybe we're an hour late to church. Maybe you like to go to Sunday school, Bible fellowship, or small group, whatever we call it anymore. And you missed it because you overslept. You forgot to set the clocks up forward. Whatever your habit is, you could do it. You could do it the strict way. Set your alarm for 2 a.m. Get up, set it forward to 3 a.m. and observe the actual change. But no, I'm with you. I'm always set those clocks up on Saturday and get to bed a little early if you plan ahead. In case we'd like your opinion on it, why do we keep doing this thing called daylight savings time? We've been doing saving time. We've been doing it since 1918. It was a wartime effort to save fuel. Makes sense. Makes sense. We would conserve fuel by just working more in the daytime. You don't burn as much. At that time, there was still a lot of oil lamps and those kinds of apparatus, electricity that ran on coal, a resource that if you're in wartime, precious resources that you're saving by working during daylight hours and not consuming fuel and those kinds of things. I get it. I get it. Back then in 1918, we didn't have the modern conveniences and the modern ways that we do now of making the most of every hour of the day, night, or day. Did you know that was repealed? Daylight saving time was actually repealed back in 1945 at the end of World War II. At the end of World War II, they repealed it, but it came back. It came back in 1966 in the Uniform Time Act, establishing that twice a year change forward and backward to kind of keep on time. I still haven't heard a good case as to why, a modern case as to why. Bruno, good to see you online, brother. Thank you for joining us on our Friday Live, Facebook and YouTube if you want to have a little bit more fun with us. So we're just asking the question, why? Would somebody make the case? I'm really posing the question, hoping somebody will give me the ironclad, this is why, and it makes total sense that we would just keep changing the clocks back and forth for the extra daylight times. I am pretty sure there's an agricultural reason. There may be agricultural benefit to it, but I've yet to be convinced. In fact, there's one medical reason why we ought to stop doing it. And I'll give that to you here in just a little bit. There's been all kinds of some states initiating the ceasing of the daylight saving time back and forth, going back to standard and saving time as late as last year. Last year, I think Texas, I can't remember if it was Texas or somebody in the Senate had passed some legislation. It hasn't gotten traction just yet. So I'm encouraging that move. I would just like to get standard, just set it, forget it, live with whatever the new is and figure that out. But they have actually done some studies. The Department of Transportation back in 1974 found no conclusive difference in energy use, crime, or travel times during the time shift. So there's not really a benefit, according to the Department of Transportation. Minimal, really fractional benefits on the Department of Energy, just fractional on making the change to daylight saving time. I mean, because we are working more daylight hours, it would make sense that we're probably still consuming less energy because of more daylight, but minimal, like 0.02%. I think for all that goes into it. Now, here's the one reason, and we need to get Robert F. Kennedy Jr. on this. We need to get RFK Jr. on this and Maha. Academic studies as late as 2020 found evidence that there's an increased risk of heart attacks during the transition to and from daylight saving time. Yep, to and from that transition, we see an uptick in the risk of heart attacks. Right there. There's the reason. There's the reason we ought to stop the nonsense. I'm for just let's just is there a reason? Somebody give me a compelling reason that makes sense to us to keep doing it. Stan, good to see you joining us on our Friday Live experience. We're gonna have a little bit more fun on our Friday Live YouTube and Facebook on a day we ought to observe. I want you to stick around and to join us on Friday Live, Facebook, YouTube on a day we really ought to be observing today. It's truth. It is true. It's crazy. It's crazy. Let me get caught up with the conversation in the room here. Let's see. Joey asked the question. He's kind of answering it himself down a little bit there. Stan, good to see you. Bruno, SED is real. SED. I probably know what that stands for, and I'm not putting the acronym together. Sleep something disorder? I'm not sure. Keep daylight saving time. Stan says, why not? And Dolores, now, should we stay when we change the clocks to standard or to saving time? Should we just leave it? Should we leave it there? I'm with you, Joey. I think there's got to be some monetary gain. Somebody's got to be making some money somewhere to keep doing the nonsense, because it would make sense to me in our modern age when we're getting as much done in the dark as we are in the day, and maybe even more efficiently in the dark. I'm not sure. I'm just postulating lots of questions why we keep doing this. Should we? Let me make sure I got everything running here. Oh, it's got a phone. Somebody's trying to call me on the phone. I thought we were off the air. Mary says farmers need it to be light later so they can do their work in the field. I think there's the agricultural reason. I would like to see the ag response on that. With the modern technologies that we have, I'm not sure if we need the daylight hours as much. With the satellite and what's the word I'm looking for here? Geo positioning, like a GPS locator. Thinks we got a lot of just machinery running unmanned, the drone kind of things. I don't know that there's that much of an impact on the ag anymore. But I'm with you, Mary. I know that was also a factor for the daylight saving time. Good morning, Gail. Good to see you checking in here. Seasonal affective disorder. Okay, there you go, Bruno. I know that's real. I don't doubt that is absolutely real. And Bruno says, leave it alone. You say, keep doing what we're doing. Keep doing the switch back and forth, the back and forth. Yantina, do you guys do the daylight saving time switcheroo in the Netherlands? Or do you guys just leave it be? Kind of curious about that one. Deborah, good morning to you. Glad you're checking in. Well, Stan, you could have insurance but still have a heart attack. It's not good. But I'm glad that you and I are in the two for club on that. I've also had a heart attack and I've also had my appendix removed. Oh, you just had it removed 2 weeks ago. Wow. Well, good on you. I don't miss it, but it sure did cause me problems on a travel weekend. It was very inconvenient timing when my appendix flared up. Luann, good morning to you. Bruno says, just leave it be. Set it and forget it. Correct? No switching back and forth. Just do daylight saving time this time and keep it there. Is that what you're saying? Is that how I'm reading the room? I'm reading the room. Everybody'd like to go ahead and just do daylight saving time, set this, and leave it alone. Is that the fix? Can I just say, once he gets Venezuela settled, once we get, I think probably Iran first. Let's get Iran fixed and settled. Let's get Venezuela. Let's get that done. Then let's get, as we're buying Greenland, that'd be a good time to slide in daylight saving time fix, right? Can we get, if Trump can't do it, nobody's going to get it done. Okay. So you guys observed 3 weeks. I wonder why 3 weeks later. Ours, I think, was also later. I think it got bumped. I think we bumped it up a couple of weeks along the way here in the States. But I do know it was a wartime decision to try to give us more daytime and get more work done in daytime so we're not burning as much fuel and consuming as much energy in wartime. I could see in 1918 where that was a deal. No question how it came about, but why do we keep doing it? Why do we keep doing it? Here in about a minute, I'm gonna switch gears on you over to a reason why. Another thing we ought to be celebrating, and not the loathing weekend that we lose an hour. Now there are a lot of things I will not miss. I'll not miss another hour of late night TV. I'll not miss an hour of social media per se on most of it. There's a lot of things. I'm glad, we could stand to lose an hour of some of the nonsense. So on that, I'm glad we're saving some of the nonsense. But there's another day. In fact, it's today. There's a reason to celebrate today. And I think it's a great, should actually be an American holiday. Today, March the 6th, ought to be a national holiday. And I'll tell you why here in just a moment. Let me remind you, if you're watching and you are pre-qualified to help KWFC, would you become a partner in this ministry? We are listener supported, viewer supported in this case. And if you love what KWFC does, I would just ask you this. Do we need more influence like KWFC or less in this world today? I hope that you'll agree. We need more. Let's go live here. That's Lefevre Quartet, When My Feet Touch the Streets of Gold on KWFC. Dave with you on the air and on YouTube and Facebook. We're continuing our Friday live conversation. Haven't gotten a real good solid answer why we keep doing the switch back and forth daylight saving time, but this is Time Change Sunday. It's the spring forward, lose the hour. A lot of people get kind of grumpy about that, but haven't had a real good, strong, ironclad answer as to why we need to keep doing it. I mean, we got, everybody kind of has their preference that when we make the switch on Sunday, leave it, set it, and forget it. I'm all for that. Now, let me give you another thing we ought to all be celebrating today. On this March the 6th, I don't know why it's not a national holiday yet here in the United States of America, Why are we not all having a paid federal day off celebrating National Oreo Cookie Day? Today is Oreo Cookie Day. Did you know that? I bet you didn't. Did you know it is the most consumed cookie in America? The Oreo cookie rolled off the press the first time. The first cookie was made in the Chelsea factory in New York City on March the 6th, 1912. The Oreo cookie is 114. It's just a great cookie. It's just going to stop right now. God created this earth in 6 days, rested the seventh day. And in 1918, his creative handiwork through the heart, spirit, and soul of man manifested itself in one of the greatest inventions and recreations, using, of course, the flour and the sugar that God gave us. Created the Oreo cookie. Now, it hasn't always been Nabisco. In 1912, it was first branded. It first was called the Oreo biscuit. Remember back, we had the British influence still. We called our cookies biscuits. That was the Oreo biscuit in 1912. How many Oreo cookies, just the sandwich, little sandwich cookie, how many of those do we eat every year here in America? Any idea? 7.5 billion. 7.5 billion Oreo cookies. Join us for more of the conversation Friday live on YouTube and Facebook here on KWFC. That's crazy. Crazy good stuff. 7.5 billion Oreo cookies a year. A year. I'm a double stuff guy. Some of these other, like cotton candy and all some of the other flavors they come. That's fine. That's fine. Do you whatever. I'm kind of the traditional chocolate, vanilla middle. Just don't have to mess with that. But I do like the double stuff. It's a difference. And it made a difference in my life anyway. Dolores says, I hate getting dark around 4:30 and you have to turn lights on at 4:45 to 5 o'clock. It feels like it's 11 p.m. I agree, Dolores. I think we just set the clocks once and forget it. Just do. Sun going to do what it's going to do. Earth going to rotate like it's going to rotate. It's going to revolve like it's going to revolve. It's going to be on the axis like it's going to be on the axis, tilting whichever way. Let's just set it and live with it instead of having to herky jerk the times, the clock changes, all of that. Yantina says, wish we could stick to the change of summer saving hour. Yeah. Joey's down on the government. Somebody's making money in the government. Debbie Taylor with the chocolate chip is still her favorite. No question about that. The Toll House home baked cookie. There's no substitute for the home baked cookie. But as far as the store-bought manufactured job, Oreo probably as good a cookie as you can get from the store-bought. Yes, Stan, coffee time. It's coffee time. So how do you like your Oreo cookie? Are you a lick the center out and then dip the cookie crisp, or what's your throw? Some people just like to dunk the whole thing, let the bubbles of the milk come through the dry cookie, and then it kind of gets saturated a little bit, and then it's gooey, kind of smooshy. I'm okay with that. I'm all right with that. There you go, Phoebe. She said kids could they wouldn't have to catch the bus in the dark. Doesn't work with the preset schedules. I think all of that's adjustable. I don't know. There's not going to be an answer. We're all used to it. They've boiled the frog. We're kind of stuck in the daylight saving, switching back and forth. Stan says, use Wise Code app and see if you're buying healthy food and drinks. I'll tell you what, with Robert F. Kennedy on the case, I mean, we're seeing a return to some healthier foods, or at least a push for. Whether we're not going to do it, I don't know. And Debbie, let's live with the earth, not against it. That's pretty good advice right there. That gal's wise. She's pretty smart. I have been down to Praise Fest. I was down there just last night, and I'm going again tonight. Yantina, looking forward to it. Chime in, everybody, if you're watching in during the live, or if you're catching this later in the day. Still, I want to read your comments on your thoughts on daylight saving time. To or not to? Keep switching the clocks. Everybody's like, every time we do it, we're asking ourselves, why? Why are we doing this in this modern day and age? There still may be a factor on the utilities and the energy consumption. And if that helps, and if it makes a difference, now if it's in the thousands of a percentile, is that really enough to upset the whole world? Which one upsets the world more, changing or not changing? That is the question. I'm choosing on this day to divert my attention away from the clocks into the Oreo cookie. That's what I'm going to do for the rest of this day. I'm now lost. I might have to go buy me some Oreo cookies or wait and go home to Miss Debbie waiting with a plate full of home cooked warm chocolate chip cookies. Sounds like what my future holds. Y'all, I love you. Hope you have a great Friday. God bless you. A wonderful weekend. Forget, because you got to, don't forget to change your clocks and chime in here why we should or shouldn't keep doing it. God bless y'all. Thank you to the many people watching today, making this possible because of your gift to KWFC. You're a More Than Music mission partner. Several people watching in right now support, and I can't tell you thanks enough for what you're doing and helping us make the Savior of the world known, Jesus Christ, the sinless Son of God, who gave himself for us. And man, oh man, Easter is just around the corner. We have everything to celebrate. And we have more reason today. This world needs the hope KWFC brings each and every day. Thank you. Thank you for making it possible. The fun we get to have about daylight savings time and the Oreo cookie, all of that is fun. And the real reason we're doing this is because we love God and God loves us. God loves you. I want you to know that. And I want to say thanks to everybody who is helping us make it all